Hi guys, welcome to week 6. Before we get started, I wanted to try to re-emphasize some stuff you'll need to work on, some of you guys. A few of you haven't been doing the responses to your peers' work in the group discussions. If that's the case, then you probably will notice that your grade has gone down quite a lot today. Because I just fixed the weighted totals so that they actually reflect your grades in the class. And if you're not doing group responses, then that's a big part of your learning and other people's learning. And that's going to drastically affect your grades. If you haven't been doing that in the past, make sure that you're doing it in the future. They're learning from you and you're learning from them, like I said. A couple of other people are kind of getting behind in the class. If this is happening to you, where you've missed a week or something like that, make sure that you contact me and get in touch with me about how to make up that missing work. Online classes, it can be really hard sometimes to keep up with everything. It's out of sight and out of mind in a lot of ways, and if you're not keeping up with it, then it can really get overwhelming really quickly. So, like I said, if you're behind in the course, you need to get in touch with me pretty soon so that we can work that out. Alright, so like I said, I updated the weighted totals. If you want to see what your actual grade is in the course, all you need to do is go to My Grades, and next to weighted totals, it'll show you what your grade is right now. Right now, it's just showing you the discussion board and the library module for week 1, because I think that's all that's up there right now. But next week, it'll also show paper 1, and it'll show library module 2. Okay, so let's get into week 6. This week, what you're going to be doing is you're going to learn about rhetoric and the rhetorical triangle, so ethos, pathos, and logos. You probably remember those from when you were in high school, because that's a big thing that people talk about there. You're also going to see some outlines for cause and effect to help you outline your paper, and some assignments based on how to conduct research and how to make sure that the sources that you're using are useful and helpful to you. Finally, you will have one assignment where you will find some sources, and you will look at credibility for those and give some summaries of those. And then the other assignment that you'll do will be sort of a proposal for your cause and effect paper, where you will talk about the subject that you're going to do and work on that with your fellow students. So let's go ahead and go through this. Right. First one here, the first thing you're going to do is in the Easy Writer, you're going to look at pages 88 to 112, which talk about conducting research and evaluating sources. Reading this will make all of the rest of this stuff make sense. These chapters will help you understand what makes a source credible, and it will also help you find those kinds of sources. So make sure that you read through that. The next part here, this is a little PowerPoint that covers what rhetoric is and how it works, where it came from. Get to learn a little bit about Aristotle here. It's not the picture they usually use of Aristotle. And you'll get to learn about ethos, pathos, and logos. Logos is like basically using logic, breaking things down with facts and data. Like a math problem would be a logos way of explaining something. Pathos is using emotion. So whenever you see those commercials in the middle of the night that are trying to get you to donate 70 cents to save a puppy or whatever, and it shows all the crying puppies, that's pathos. And then ethos is appeal to authority. So this is ethos because this is President Obama. He's an authority because he knows a lot about the law, and he was the president for a while. So someone who's an expert would be if you're using an expert's knowledge in your paper. If you're writing about heart surgery and you use a heart surgeon, that's a ethos appeal. If you're writing about law and you use the Constitution, that's an ethos appeal. If you are writing about right and wrong and you use the Bible as a source, then that's an ethos appeal. Your authorities don't necessarily have to be living people. Alright, so yeah, read through this, learn more about what the rhetorical triangle is, because you're going to use some of that in your paper. The next part here, a little more of a rundown of ethos, pathos, and logos, and this is an opportunity for you to practice using these and trying to understand how they work within these two videos that we have here. This first one is from Aaron Sorkinson's The Newsroom, which was a TV show that was on HBO, and this is, I think, the first episode where he kind of just berates the audience and insults them a lot. So watch this and try to break down how he's using his argument here, ethos, pathos, or logos, which ones he's using and how he's using them. This next one, see if you can guess which one this one is. This is from the movie Up. This is the first 5 minutes of the movie with a script underneath it, so you can see what the script actually said next to what the movie was. The real point here is kind of to watch the movie and break that down into ethos, pathos, and logos. Which one are they pulling on the most here? If you can think about these questions through all of the tears you'll be crying at the end of this video, then go ahead and try to figure out how they're using them here and to what purpose. So next, this one is a short little PowerPoint that was designed to help you outline your cause and effect ideas for your paper. So this one is trying to take whatever you're talking about and what causes that. The next one is what effects that leads to, and then just trying to network all of it together, because everything has different causes and everything has different effects, right? This is just to sort of help you outline a little bit. Next one here. This is a brief video that covers the CRAP test. The CRAP test is a kind of diagram that a lot of different Comp 1 teachers use to help their students understand what makes a source credible. The main ones here that you want to work for are authority and accuracy, but all of these are important. And so for each one of the sources that you have, what you're going to have to do is break it down based on this test and tell us, based on all of these things here, what is, whether it's authoritative or not. So currency is how up to date it is. When it was published, has it been revised or updated recently? Did all the links work? Are all the sources still accessible? That kind of thing. Mostly if you're talking about a subject that needs it to be really up to date, for a lot of yours, like the last 10 years is probably where you would want to go for how updated everything is, because things really haven't changed that much since then for homelessness or domestic violence or whatever. Then that's usually pretty current enough. Relevance. So how relevant is it to you, to your topic, your audience? Is it an appropriate level of informative? Yeah, is it the appropriate kind of information that you're looking for? Is it going to be useful to you? Authority is like the person who's writing this, or the institution that's publishing it. What gives them authority to talk about this? If the author writing a paper about heart surgery is a person who was a heart surgeon for 20 years, then that's a person that has good authority, and they can probably write about it. But if they are writing about heart surgery and they're someone who was an English teacher for 8 years, then that's probably not good credentials for that, right? So yeah, who is the author and publisher? What are the author's credentials? What gives them the right to talk about this? Do they have a degree in it? Do they have background experience in it? For your own topics, a lot of you guys have authority in them because you actually lived with those social issues, right? Is the author qualified to write on this topic? What's the domain name? Yeah, as long as, is it something professional, right? Accuracy. So is the information in here true? Is it supported by evidence? Are there links to other articles that are also accurate and useful? Is the tone unbiased? Are there a lot of like grammar and spelling problems, which would indicate that it was kind of shoddily put together? But yeah, mostly is it supported really well? Is it made in an informative tone? And then purpose, what's it trying to get you to do? Is it trying to get you to buy something or vote for something or get angry about something? Or is it trying to inform you? Is it trying to give you the pros and cons of something? And finally, you have this little box down here to go through. So that's what the crap test is, which you will need for the next part here. Alright, so for this one, this is your first assignment for the week. And what this one you're going to do is find some sources on your topic. This is called assignment 2, but you're going to find 3 sources. 3 sources. Yeah, the idea is you're going to find those sources. You're going to write APA citations for them. Give brief descriptions of each one, 1 to 2 sentences explaining what the article is about. You can find this usually by looking in the abstract if you're finding articles on Academic Search Complete or one of the library sources. And then finally, a short analysis of the source using the crap test. You don't have to use every one of these, but give us like a sentence for each one. So 1 sentence for each of the 5 parts for each of the sources. So that's due, it says Friday, I'm going to make it Saturday. I'll change this to Saturday later so that you have a little more time to work on it. Yeah, there's no replies required for this one. If your classmates' research overlaps your own, though, some of you guys are going to have similar topics, then, yeah, feel free to send replies. And they can send replies to you as well. The last one here, this is your small group project that you're going to work on. And for this one, you're going to be workshopping your actual topic. So by Wednesday, post a discussion of the cause and effect you will be discussing in your essay, the causes and effects, and a description of how you might present them in your essay's introduction using ethos, pathos, and logos. So, yeah, try to go into some detail with that. If you're talking about like homelessness in the United States, then your causes could be social apathy, economic change, mental illness, and then the effects of that are, trauma and more difficulty getting out of poverty because you're homeless. And then for ethos, pathos, and logos, If you wanted to talk about homelessness with ethos, you can use like authors who've written about homelessness who have authority to speak about that. For pathos, you can use some personal stories that you have, and for logos, you would use breaking down probably how much it costs to have 500,000 homeless people in the United States versus how much it would cost to just house all of those people, and how much more expensive it is. For by Saturday, and remember, you need to do this if you haven't been doing it before. You need to be replying to all of your group members' posts. Read through each of your group members' posts. Critique their description of cause and effect. Does it seem logical? Are there any causes or effects missing? Which causes or effects are more compelling, and why? Critique their use of ethos, pathos, and logos. Is it accurate? What would you add or change? And then finally, which approach do you think will be more effective in their essays, introduction, ethos, pathos, or logos, or some combination of this? So like when I was giving that example just now, there's probably a lot that I left out, right? Because I was just thinking off the top of my head. If you had any more to add, you could add them. For ethos, pathos, and logos, you can critique those if they're accurate, and you can probably figure out which ones would be best. Alright, guys. So, that's your assignments for this week. Go ahead and get started on those. I'll see you all in the discussions. Have a good week.